Hey guys, welcome back to ADP Art Creations. How you guys doing today? I'm glad to see you on Monday. Before we get started, I want to give my thoughts and prayers out to the families and to the families and the troops that are overseas at this time. I also want to say to us all together that we continue to stand together, and also shout out a prayer of peace and unity as we continue to move forward in our everyday lives. I appreciate you guys for showing up, and we're gonna get into it. So where are they there? Where are they now? Today we are gonna talk about Cynthia Cooper. So grab your favorite drinks, your snacks. If you're at work, turn your volume up to your earpiece. So you can hear ADP talk about Cynthia Cooper. Okay, so and I have her speech. I have a Naismith speech, so we'll play that and some different things. But I'm going to start off talking about her, get into the article of USC, where she coached at as well, and then we'll get into the videos. Okay. So, Cynthia Cooper, of course, Brooklyn would love this. Special shout out to Steady Servant Entertainment because she is from Chicago. She is 62 now. Born in April 1963. She is an American basketball coach and former player who has won championships in college, in the Olympics, and the WNBA. She is considered to be one of the greatest female basketball players ever. Upon the WNBA's formation, she played for the Houston Comets from 1997 to 2000, being named the most valuable player of the WNBA Finals in four straight seasons. Um, Cooper served as the coach of the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA from 2001 to 2002. In the NCAA, she was college coach for UNC, Wilmington, Prairie View A&M, Texas Southern, and USC between 2005 and 2002. Cooper Dyke was inducted because she has, her last name added on, her married name, was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2009 and the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2010. She has been she has been a member of every WNBA anniversary team, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, and the 25th since their creation in 2011. Cooper was voted by fans as one of the top 15 players in WNBA history. Okay, so you see, and let me tell you, her height is 5'10, 5'10, 1.78 meters. Okay, let's talk about her early years. We're going to talk about her early years. We're going to get into her college years, and then we're going to get into some highlights also from her WNBA career, her Naismith speech. And but I do want to read from USC. They have an article on her. If you go to their site, or if you put in her name, I want to read from there because she coached there too as well. So we're gonna get into her high school right now. So Cooper attended Lockheed High School before enrolling at the University of Southern California. Cooper participated in both track and field as well as basketball. So multi-talented. She led her team to the California State Championship for a scoring an average of 31 points per game and scoring 44 points in one game. Cooper was named the Los Angeles Player of the Year. Cooper was a 4-year letter winner at the guard for USC from 1982 to 1986. She led the women of Troy into an NCAA appearance in all 4 seasons, Final Four appearance in 3 of her 4 years, and back-to-back NCAA tournament titles in 1983 and 1984. After the 1984 championship, she briefly left school but was persuaded to return. She completed 4 years with USC, although she did not graduate. Cooper closed out her collegiate career with appearance in the 1986 NCAA tournament championship game and spot on the NCAA Final Four All Tournament team. Cooper ranks eighth on USC's all-time scoring list with 1,559 points. Fifth in assists, 381, and third in steals, 256. While Cooper was at USC, the women of Troy complied a record of 114 to 15. She earned her bachelor's degree from Prairie View A&M University in 2005. Let's see, and we're gonna go on to her Team USA and WNBA career. So we're gonna tap into that, and then I'll tell you all the coaching jobs that Cynthia did, and then we'll tap into the USC article as well. Hey, She Wiz, how you doing, girl? You see, I'm up in here. I couldn't hang with y'all last night, She Wiz. I fell out. I went to sleep. I was trying to do the late night. Miss D even asked me to come on her that we want to do a live. And I didn't even see it till this morning. I was tired. Okay, so we're gonna go into her Team USA. Okay, so Cooper was named to represent the U.S. at the 1981 William Jones Cup competition in Taiwan while still in high school. The team won 7 of 8 games to win the silver medal for the event. Cooper scored 2.8 points per game and recorded 9 steals. Cooper was selected to represent the U.S. in the inaugural Goodwill Games held in Moscow in 1986. North Carolina State, Kay Yao served as head coach. The team opened up with a 72-53 win over Yugoslavia, and followed that with 21-point win over Brazil, 91-70. The third game was against Czechoslovakia and would be a much better closer. Cheryl Miller was a strong leader in the game, scoring 26 points to help the U.S. to 78-70 victory. The U.S. faced Bulgaria in the semifinal matchup and again won 67-58. To set up the final against the Soviet Union, led by 7-foot Semenova, considered the most dominant player in the world. The Soviet team had 152-2 record in major international competitions over the prior 3 decades, including an 84-82 win over the United States in the World Championship. Cooper continued to represent the U.S. with the national team at the 1986 World Championship held in Moscow a month after the Goodwill Games in Moscow. The U.S. team was even more dominant this time, with the early games were won easily. Semifinal against Canada, while the closest game for the U.S. so far ended up to be the 82-59 victory. At the same time, the Soviet team was winning easily as well. The final game pitted 2 teams each with 6.0 records. The Soviet Union team, having lost only 1 at home, wanted to show the Goodwill Game setback was a fluke. The U.S. team started by scoring the first 8 points and raced to 45-23 lead, although the Soviets fought back and reduced it at halftime. But the U.S. went on a 15-1 run in the second half to put the game away and ended up winning the gold medal with a score of 108-88. Cooper averaged 5.9 points per game. Cooper played the U.S. basketball as part of 1987 U.S. Women's Pan American team, which won a gold medal in Indianapolis, Indiana. Cooper was a member of the gold medalist 1988 U.S. Olympic women's basketball team and the bronze medal team in 1992. Okay, so she's playing in the U.S. basketball. She had a great collegiate career, and now we're gonna tap into, okay, what did she do international? So Cooper played for several teams in the European League. She played for Spain, which was 1986 to 1987. Her PPG was 36.7. Parma, Italy. She played 1987 to 1994, and she played from 1994 to 1996 at Alcamo, Italy, and that was at 1994 to 1996 international games. During her time playing for the Spanish team, she was the leading scorer with the 36.7 PPG. During the almost 10 years she played in the Italian league, she was the league's leading scorer 8 times and finished second the other 2 years. In 1987, she was the MVP of the European All-Star team. She was also named the All-Star team of the Italian leagues in 1996 to 1997. So she just didn't go right off into the WNBA. It seems like she did her international first, and then she tapped into the WNBA. But don't quote me on that. I'm coming back with the real stuff. Okay. So now we're getting into the WNBA. But those were the years for real, that she played for. She played international, and man, that's almost 10 years international that she played. Or whatever. So that's great. That's a great history too. To add on to her collegiate career. Oh, let's get into the WNBA. Let's get into that WNBA. Okay, because put y'all be talking. I'm not saying y'all. Okay, let me not say y'all and everybody. For those that don't know who Chelsea Gray is and the point guard is, let me let you know. The point guard, she is no joke. Her name is Chelsea Gray, and she's not to be played with. She will shoot the lights out, and you will not be able to cut them back on. Okay, that Chelsea Gray. So why am I mentioning Chelsea Gray? Because at the age of 34, Cooper signed to play with the Houston Comets. What I tell y'all, put age on stuff. Don't be putting age on nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you got it in you, you're gonna be able to do it. Aunt came on super late last night, but I couldn't hang. Oh, you couldn't hang? She was. I know we be trying. We be in them streets. You know what I'm saying? So they know we need our days. Look, we be trying to hang in there. I couldn't even see the light, Caroline. I ain't even gonna mess with you. Like after that last one, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna try. I was like, man, I was like Kyle, I mean Case and little Case. I was like, it's time to go to bed. So I was getting him to bed. I done fell asleep too. Um, but at the age of 34, Cooper signed to play with the Houston Comets. Cooper has the distinction of scoring the most points out of all players who participated in the first day of the WNBA conception. On June 21st, 1997, 58 women across 6 teams suited up to kick the WNBA's first scheduled day of competition. On the day, the Comets earned a 76-56 win over the Cleveland Rockers, where Cooper recorded 25 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. She was the only player that day to score 20-plus points, thus making her the first player in WNBA history to have a 20-point game. She led the league in scoring 3 consecutive years, leading the franchise to a record 4 WNBA championship. In addition, she was voted the WNBA's MVP in 1997, 1998, and named most valuable player in each of those 4 WNBA finals. On July 25th, 1997, Cooper set the record for the most points scored by a first-year player when she scored 44 points against the Sacramento Monarchs. The record still stands 26 years later, but it was tied by Dallas Wings rookie Paige Bueckers. Okay, on August 20th, 2025. when Beckers recorded 44 points in an 80-81 loss to the Los Angeles Sparks. Many sources cite Beckers as an official record holder for most points scored in a game by a rookie. This is because Cooper set the record in 1997. It was the WNBA's inaugural season, so every player in the league was technically a rookie. And many players, including Cooper, already had professional basketball experience from playing in other leagues. Cooper was named the 1998 Sportswoman of the Year in the team category by the Women's Sports Foundation. During the comic dynasty, she's had a vital part of the triple threat offense with Cheryl Swoops and Tina Thompson. When retired in 2000, Cooper became the first player in WNBA history to score 500, 1,000, 2,000, 2,500 career points. Let's get it. She scored 30 or more points in 16 of her 120 games, and she had a 92-game double-figure scoring streak from 1997 to 2000. She went on to coach for the Phoenix Mercury for 1.5 seasons, 2001 to 2002. Cooper returned as an active player in 2003 season and played only 4 games during the season with the Comets. Her appearance in the game on May 22nd, 2003 as a 40-year-old made her the oldest player at the time to play in a WNBA game, later being broken by Nancy Lieberman, who at 50 years old played a game for the Detroit Shock on July 24, 2008. Cooper's final WNBA game ever was played on June 1st, 2003 in a 68-64 loss to the Minnesota Lynx, and Cooper recorded 22 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists, and 2 steals. Afterwards, she served as a TV analyst and a halftime reporter for the Houston Rockets of the NBA. Cooper has also been named one of the top 15 players in WNBA at the 2011 WNBA All-Star Game. During Game 1 of the 2016 WNBA Finals, she was named in the WNBA Top 2020. Okay, so we're going to go, okay, let's see how I'm going to do this, because I'm going to list her coaching jobs. So I guess I'll list all of her coaching jobs, and then we're going to tap into, we'll tap into the USC article, and then I'll start to play her speech and some other videos to tie into it. But I do want to say, as far as her personal life, she did get married. She got married to Anthony Stewart, and that was her first marriage to Anthony Stewart in 1983. She married Brian Dyke, and she is the mother of twins. So she has twins, Brian Jr. and daughter Cian. That was June 15, 2002. So she has 2 kids by Dyke. And okay, that was her early part. So she does have a little fam, everybody. Okay. So now we're going to get into her coaching. Okay, so I'm going to do, I guess since they listening, don't even worry about it. Okay, so Prairie View A&M, 2005 to 2010. Cooper was named the head coach of the women's basketball team. In her second season in 2006 and 2007, Cooper led the underdog Panthers to their first SWAC women's basketball tournament title and NCAA tournament appearance. Cooper Dyke was named SWAC Coach of the Year in 2007. In January 2008, the NCAA penalized Prairie View for NCAA rules violation committed by Cynthia, reducing the number of scholarships for the team. The school was placed on a four years probation for major violations. In 2005 to 2006, they ranged from Cooper's giving players small amounts of cash to various forms of unauthorized practices. Cooper also gave players free tickets to Comets games, which is another NCAA infraction. I ain't even gonna say like okay. In 5 seasons at Prairie View, Cynthia had community. Cynthia had did a record of an 86-72 record. I don't know about all that. I ain't seen. I mean, getting them tickets. Do you know how many? But you know what? Until they came out with the NILs and stuff like that, so many far as I knew about the different ones for the male players. I knew a lot about it, but I didn't know so much about far as the women or whatever stuff like that. But okay. So they had to go on that probation during that time. She later on goes on to 2012, 2013. Sorry, on April 10th, 2012. Cynthia resigned from UNCW and became the head coach at Texas Southern. The 2012 to 2013 Texas Southern team went 20 to 12 and appeared in the 2013 Women's National Invitation Tournament. 2013 to 2017, on April 2013, Cynthia returned to USC as head coach. In her first season, she led USC to a 22 to 13, 11 to 7 Pac-12 season with appearance in the 2014 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Tournament. So on March 3rd, 2017, Cynthia resigned as head coach at USC following a 14 to 16 season in 2016 and 17 and 70 to 56 overall record. Okay, so in 2019 to 2022, she coached Texas Southern. In 2019, she returned to coach at Texas Southern. Texas Southern had a 20 to 10 record in her first season back, but had 2 straight losing seasons afterwards, 5 to 10 and 11 to 15. Cooper retired March 17, 2022. She concluded her 4th season in 2 stints and cumulative 56 to 47 record. The athlete reported on May 5th, 2022, that Texas Southern opened a investigation into Cooper over accusations of sexual harassment and verbal abuse. A hearing had been scheduled for April 6th, but was canceled due to Cooper no longer being employed by the university. Additional allegations of similar misconduct were revealed from her previous coaching jobs at UNC Wilmington and USC. Okay, Hall of Fame. We know her Hall of Fame. She was inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame 2009. She was also announced as a member of the 2010 induction class of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. She is the first WNBA player to be inducted and was formally inducted on August 13th of that year. Okay, so now, guys, we are going to get into. She coached for USC. So on the USC site, they have title head coach, years coach 2013 to 17. It says, okay, Basketball Hall of Famer Cynthia Cooper Dyke, who as a player helped lead USC to a pair of NCAA championships before winning an Olympic gold medal and 4 WNBA titles. Then as head coach, 3 collegiate programs, was named head coach of USC women's basketball program on April 11, 2013. She enters her 4th season as head coach at USC, holding 56 to 41 record with the Women of Troy after 3 seasons of work. So yeah, hey Riddick, how you doing, girl? Happy Monday. So you see she's doing her thing. The impact that she made in her return to Troy was immediate. In her first season, the Troy's got out to a 3-0 start for the first time since 1998. Soon after, USC posted its first win over a ranked opponent since 2011, and the historic efforts just kept coming for Cynthia. For the Women of Troy. The number 5 seed in 2014 Pac-12 tournament, USC turned heads by not just becoming the first team to play 4 straight games in a tourney. The Trojans finished it out with 4 straight victories. Along the way, USC upset champion Stanford in the semifinals before claiming its first ever Pac 12 tournament championship with the win over Oregon State in the final. Their effort secured a spot in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2006. The USC would ship off to Tennessee as the number 9 seed, falling in the last seconds of the first round to finish out a 22-13 overall record of the year. It was a powerful turnaround for the Trojan program, which went 11-20 overall and 7-11 in Pac-12 play the previous season. Um, in Cynthia Cooper, we have proven a winning coach who happens to be a USC basketball icon. The USC athletic director Pat Hagan said at the time of her hiring, she was part of the best basketball ever played here at USC, and she has seen success at so many levels of the game. As a coach, oh, she turned the program over. You know what I'm saying? Straight up fire. We believe she can lead USC back to successful women's basketball, and we welcome her back to USC campus. So, they gave her a cool little, welcome letter back and everything. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Then we go into, okay, peep this now. She's still doing it. At this time, Cynthia is 53 years old, okay? She's had 11-year collegiate head coaching record of 2006 to 147. 584 with 8 postseason appearance, 3 league coach of the year honors, the run to the 2014 NCAA tournament with the Trojans for Cooper, 4th visit as a head coach. Cooper took over a tradition-rich USC program that is among the nation's elite. The women of Troy have appeared in 4 Final Fours, winning twice, and produced such icons as Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie, the McGee twins, Tina Thompson. Okay, put some respect on those names as well. And listen, I know that the year they've been having this type of year this year, but the way I see Juju working out, man, Juju is not coming back to play with you guys. I'm just saying. But anyways, Cooper headed. She was a head coach of Texas Southern, which we talked about previously. She spent the previous 2 seasons as a head coach of UNC Wilmington, inheriting a Seahawks team that was 12-19 the prior season and just 6-12 in the league played. Her debut 2011 squad notched a school record for victories with a 24-9 overall mark. So you can see her pattern. She wasn't just a phenomenal basketball player. She was a phenomenal coach too, because mind you, she's going into she's going to these universities, these programs, and she's doing straight up turnarounds within her first year of being there. Like, she ain't taking no time. And places they take note of that for these coaching positions and coaching jobs, right? So Cooper was the head coach of Texas Southern in 2013 and guided the Lady Tigers, who were 5-26 the previous year, to the first ever Southwestern Athletic Conference regular season championship with a 16-2 league mark. 14 more league wins than in 2012. TSU advanced to the SWAC tournament semifinals as the tourney's number 1 seed in her first program history. So she's not just turning heads, she's turning history. So go ahead, Cooper, as we continue. And she also won her first ever WNIT, okay? And 2012 overall, the Lady Tigers set the school record for season victories, 20, and consecutive wins, 15. She spent previous 2 years as a head coach at the UNC Wilmington. Oh, I already read that. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm going backwards. Alicia, get it together, girl. Sorry, guys. It's Monday for real. Okay, so she was able to succeed at Prairie View too as well, and one of the world's greatest, most decorated women's basketball players. Cooper was the 1981 LA City Player of the Year at Lockheed High School, Los Angeles. We talked about that. So they go into talking about her history, as I read before, about her her college career at the school and everything, and coming back to coach. Um, and it talks a little bit about her family history. You know what I'm saying? And she's one of eight children. We know she got her bachelor's degree at Prairie View A&M. She had her husband Brian Dyke, who is a sports agent. Have 12-year-old twin. This is at the time she had 12-year-old twins at the time of the article, which was Brian Jr. and Cian. And in 2000, Cooper published her autobiography, She Got Game, My Personal Odyssey, chronically, sorry guys, her childhood, her basketball career, and her mother's battle with breast cancer. Okay, so I'm just gonna read a little bit. They also listed a lot of people, like Van Chancellor from the Houston Comets head coach, what he had to say about her, what C. Vivian Stringer had to say about her, Hannah Storm of ESPN. They list a lot of people that had a lot of respect for Cooper. And you can check this article out. It's on USCTrojans.com. Sports women basketball roster coaches Cynthia Cooper Dyke, 1003. So this is where you can find the article, and you can go back and check out what everybody had to say about Miss Cooper. Okay, so now we are going to get into her Naismith Hall of Fame speech and some clips, different of her coaching, different highlights, and so forth. Let me see what my people got to say. Hey, Belinda. Okay. Okay. Everybody checking on each other. That's what I'm talking about. Teamwork. Okay. I see y'all over there. Good. Okay. That great communication. That's what we do. Okay. We got now, guys. We're gonna tap into her video of her speech and everything, and you'll probably see some people in the audience, which is great. I love the bat. I love the vets. I keep telling y'all. And look, and our new generation, of course, 10 toes down for Angel. And Angel and Camilla and Anissa Morrow and Skylar Diggins. Oh gosh, the list goes on. But let's continue. Okay, let's match play.
Drysdale class of 1993. Ladies and gentlemen, Cynthia Cooper.
Good evening. Good evening. I will tell you all that it is a pleasure and an honor to be here. I thought I was going to go crazy waiting so long before I was able to speak. And I will tell you right from the beginning that my Jerry curl was not as bad as your suit, Carl. I'm just saying. To Ann Myers, I mean, you have blazed the trail for women like myself, for basketball players all over the world. So I thank you for your love, your passion for the game. It has led the way for players like myself and the WNBA. So thank you. It is a pleasure to be here tonight. It is an honor for me. I'm humbled by so much talent, so much passion for the game of basketball, both men's and women's, both coaches and players. I'm humbled to be here. If you will allow me to take you on a little journey, not a long journey, just a little journey from the inner city of Watts, Locke High School, where we won a state championship, to USC. Yes, go Trojans. Gotta throw that in there. Where we won 2 national championships. Allow me to take you on this journey from USC, where I was coached by Linda Sharp and Fred Williams, and Linda had to go to Watts to convince my mother, to Watts, I'll say that again, to convince my mother that I could come to USC, a private university, on a scholarship. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Coach Sharp. I love you. My point guard is in the stands, Rhonda Wyndham. She's my magic. She gave me the ball. My journey at USC is awesome. I grew up at USC. It was special. I then went overseas and played professional basketball to pursue my dream of playing professional basketball. And my friend from Italy, Cristina, grazie per aver essere qua. Guarda, sono contentissimo che sei qua. I just thought I'd throw that out there, you know. Christina is here representing my team from Italy, and I want to give a shout out to Matteo Bertolazzi, Johnny Bertolazzi, and of course, Julia Bertolazzi. So I went over to Italy. I learned the language. I learned how to play basketball. I became a go-to player. Then the WNBA came, and they provided this platform where I could become a player. I could become a go-to player. I could become maybe a star. I got into the WNBA, and guess what? I wanted to play in front of my mom. I wanted to play in front of my friends. I wanted to play in front of American public. You know, you can hear them cheering English. Yes. Just the little things. The WNBA came about, and Val Ackerman, I will say thank you. Renee Brown, thank you. David Stern, thank you for your insight. And I will say to my team, the Houston Comets, you know, I spoke to Carol Dawson, general manager at the time, and he said to me, Coach, he said, Cooper, like Van Chancellor calls me, Cooper, I saw you on tape, and you're the first player I've ever recruited, I've ever signed that I didn't see play. I remember calling Les Alexander at 2:00 in the morning and say, hey, I got this 33-year-old. I think she's the best player in the league. Thank you for seeing that tape. To my coach, Van Chancellor, thank you so much. Thanks for having patience with me. I'll say Coach Sharp as well. You know, you guys, I was a little rough around the edges, and you helped me work through those moments. I want to thank, you know, the WNBA. If it had not been for the WNBA allowing me the opportunity to showcase my talents and other players' talents, I wouldn't be here in the Hall of Fame, because I would have been overseas playing basketball in the shadows. From the WNBA, I went into the coaching field, a brief stint in the professional leagues, but then I went to Prairie View A&M University, and I was hired and given my first opportunity by Charles McClellan, and he's here tonight, so I want to thank you very much, Charles. And Roy Perry, thank you for all the support you've given to the university and to myself. Thank you very much. And then I traveled. I continued my journey. I want to reinvent myself, and this is what I do. I go to the other coast. Grew up in Watts, started in Watts, but now I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want to stay there. No, I want to grow. I want to be something special. I want to be something else. And so I journeyed to the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Sorry, Mike, I had to take over your old stomping grounds. My bad. And now I'm at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington as their head coach. Thank you to Kelly Mertens for taking a chance on me. And Dr. DiPaolo, Rosemary DiPaolo, Chancellor DiPaolo, thank you very much. I am honored to be here. And that's my brief journey. I'm honored to be here, and I will tell you this, that this is so special to me because I did feel like I was inadequate. I did feel like I did not belong. I did, as a kid growing up in Watts, feel like I just didn't fit in. But I'll tell you, something special happens. Something special happens when you believe in you. Something special happens when you believe in yourself. And something special happens when you step out from among the shadow that some people might create for you. You step out of the shadow that life sometimes create for you. Something special happens. You step into the light, into the path, into the bright lights that God has planned for you. And I want to say that I try to do that every single day. Every time I stepped out on the court, I wanted to be the best player, the best person that I could possibly be, not only for the game of women's basketball, but for my kids, for my husband, for my family. I want to thank my husband, Brian, for being my friend, my best friend. He's also that voice in the back of your head that makes you constantly walk that straight line and tells you the things you don't really want to hear anybody else tell you. He's the one that stands up and always told me the truth, and I appreciate that, and I love you for that. And my twins, Brian and Cyan, who they think they run the world. Yeah, they're only 8 years old. I expect them to be professional tennis players at 16, but I'm not pushing them though. I want to give a shout out to my team. I know they're having a watch party out in Wilmington, North Carolina. Shout out to my team. I'm always thinking of you guys, my coaching staff. You guys are wonderful. And I want to close by giving one special person in my life, this moment. If I can give this one special person this moment right now, she is my hero. She's my hero. She is the person who birthed me. My mom, I know my mother is in heaven right now, and she's watching down on her daughter. She's huddled around the flat screen with Jesus and Kim and my grandma. And they're huddled around this flat screen, and it's in HD, baby. Oh yeah, that's just how God does it. And my mom is so proud of me right now, and I want to thank you all for coming. I would be remiss if I didn't mention one more person. Lucille, my aunt from Chicago, is here. My mother-in-law is here, Gloria Dyke, and my husband is wording something to me that I didn't get. But I will tell you that it's been a very special night for me. I want to touch one last family that I have. Carl, stop that. One last family, and that's because I didn't go through my list. Nike signed me to my very first contract coming from overseas. Ray Pond, Eileen Hauser, but my man, the man, H. White, you are my guy. Phil Knight, thank you. We have the coop up on the world headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon. So anytime you guys want to play a pickup game, come on down. What's up? You guys, thank you for having me. This is an incredible honor. Thank you very much. On the court, you know, it's difficult to play LSU at LSU because, you know, I know Kim, and I know that she's going to bring the fire and aggressiveness, and everyone is ready. And I think every player for LSU that stepped on the court set a tone.
Guys, I cannot believe this. Everything that I just said to you guys was on mute. Me and the mute button about to be beefing because when did I hit you, mute? What did I do to you? But I apologize, guys. What I said was before I was rudely interrupted by the mute button. Thank you, big girl, for being an eyewitness in the chat for that one. What I said was that major respect to you know, Cynthia Cooper. I love hearing them talk about their journey as WNBA players, coaches, whatever. It's so wonderful to hear it from them. And they get a little personal, so you get to see, okay, I understand certain things better. You know what I'm saying? When they let you in, you got to pay attention to it because all of that plays a role in their personality, how they were as basketball players. You probably can go back and say, oh, yeah, I see. You know what I'm saying? I see why she acted like that, or I see why this happened. So, kudos to Miss Cynthia Cooper Dyke. Okay, and so we're gonna continue to get into it. I am playing the funny Kim Mulkey story as Cynthia Cooper is talking, and then I'll play a couple of her highlights or whatever, and then that's what we have for Monday before we go to New York in our those who are going present, kudos to you. Those who are going to be sitting and enjoying it on the big screen at your house, yeah, we're gonna be watching from New York. Our unrivaled. Okay, so I'm gonna get into it. But thank you, big girl, for being an eyewitness, even though you was late today. I'm just saying.
Offensively and defensively. And so they made it difficult for us to get into our offense. They made it difficult for us to get second looks at the basket. And as a result, I thought we did a great job in the first quarter, but we couldn't maintain that level of play throughout the game. And I think it definitely affected us second and third quarter that put the game out of reach. But overall, I just think LSU, they're growing, they're maturing, they're finding themselves. Kim has come here and given them an identity. And that's it.
Guys, and as you can see, this is from 4 years ago when she was coaching. So I just wanted to let you guys know she was coaching at Texas Southern at the time.
Looks like that's what they needed, and they're firing on all cylinders right now. I know they just beat Iowa State, and I'm looking. I think they're going to have a great season. Well, it's going good. We have one kid that was playing early. She has some Achilles issues, so she's at home. We had another kid test positive for COVID, so she's at home. Both of them played significant minutes for us. So now we have to play a kid who just got eligible. We have to play her extended minutes, and she's just not in game shape yet. And, her reaction time is not quite there yet. Then we got an early foul trouble. So, now you have to go to your bench when you're in a rhythm and things are going pretty good in that first quarter. But now you have to rely on your bench because you have players in foul trouble. So, we haven't had one practice this year with everybody in it. And so I think that's why we're still searching for an identity, so to speak. And I just think we need to plug up some holes and not continue to have the same type of one body language and two effort. My teams normally, if nothing else, they are in incredible shape and they give incredible effort for 40 minutes. And we've got to get, I've got to find 8 to 10 players that's going to give me that. And tell Kim that it was a charge because that's what the official called. Yeah. No, I don't know if you guys know, we played in the championship game, and Kim Mulkey poked the ball away from my teammate Kathy Doyle, and she went for a layup. Now, I just want you guys to know from my perspective, I didn't really play great defense anyway, but they have been calling charges all game long. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to take a charge. I'm saying, man, I took a charge. It was the first and only charge I've ever taken my entire collegiate career. Ever. I didn't take another one. But it won us a championship. And looking back on it, it might have been a block, maybe. But that ain't what he called. So, yeah, it's so funny. Every time I see her, I'm like, yo, this charge is going the other way. It's going the other way, Kim. No, she's just, I just love her energy. I love Kim's energy. I love what she brings to a program. I love what she's bringing to LSU. And, the mascot Tigers is perfect for her because she's at the top of the food chain. She is a hunter. She goes to get them, and she's relentless. And I love that about her, and I love that about her teams. I did not get a chance to play her when she was at Baylor. Thank the goodness. Yeah, I know. There was another coach at TSU when they played in the NCAA tournament, Johnetta Hayes Perry. But you know, I know Kim. You know, the kid when we played in college with the cornrows and too long, you know, ponytails, and she was a floor general then. She was a leader then. She was a firecracker then, and she's brought that passion to coaching, and we're all better for it. Yep. Thank you.
So she could be a character too. So I thought that was good to. I thought that was good to hear because. Sorry. Let me see. Yeah, because we're LSU. You know, some of us support our LSU Tigers here, so I thought that was cute. To you know, play with her speech. Also, I have one more clip. This is her latest one, where she sat down with all the smoke, and this is, you know, 9 months ago. So this is more recent, and you can hear from Cynthia with the boys, you know, just talking about the game and the different stuff today.
Landing in one spot and 4 championships in the W. Cheryl and Tina, what was your guys' dynamic like? All different backgrounds, all different journeys, landing in one spot and you know, making magic happen.
Yeah, I think, you know, I will say 2 people's names real quick that help bring us together. One, Kim Peratt.
Shawty P, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
How instrumental was she? You've always spoken very highly. How instrumental was she?
She was pivotal. She was our glue, you know, she was the one that ran the show.
Mm-hmm.
She was the soldier. She was the one that was like, yo, Coop, don't shoot that. I'm not gonna don't shoot the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She was the one that everyone listened to, and she brought us all together. She came out of a tryout.
Mm.
You know, she came out of a tryout, and then she sacrificed a lot of her game for the big 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She scored 54 points in college.
Wow.
Right? So she was a scorer, and she came out and she just ran the team and really morphed into whatever we needed her to be in order for us to win championships.
She was
so
fast,
yeah,
too.
and she would dog the ball up the court. Look, I think I led the team in steals, or I was second.
Mm-hmm.
Because she would deflect the ball and I would steal it. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was in denial. I was always in denying. I was
Mm-hmm.
always denying the ball. You know why? Because I didn't really want to play no defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Because if you deny the ball
They can't get
and
it.
they don't get it,
And they go to the other side.
Other side.
But that's what they tell you, though. One
Yeah.
pass away, you should be in denial
yeah.
anyway.
Look,
How was your help side defense?
my help side defense was ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I was in help side defense all the time.
Yeah, all the
Because
time.
by the time the ball got to my side, I was denying.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Now,
That's
remember,
funny.
y'all, I'm denying. Kim tips it and I steal it. Man, come on now. That's a life, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't really got to do nothing but stay in the passing lane.
Make sure your hands are ready.
Contain and contest, baby. That's my thing.
Contain and contest. Contain and contest.
Oh shit! No, but speak to that team though. Obviously, or
Yeah.
excuse me, though the big 3. Because correct me if I'm wrong. Simultaneously, the Rockets are trying to build their big 3
Yeah.
with Elijah, Barkley, and Drexler at the same time,
Mhm.
right? And you guys were the team that got it right.
Yeah, I think we got it right we were different. We were special for a reason. The other person I wanted to mention was Van Chancellor. You know, he was a good manager of people, and helped us kind of come together. So there were some tense moments. Why? Tense moments because, you know, Tina was young, rookie, first ever drafted in the WNBA. And then Cheryl was pregnant and coming in, and somebody else came in and stole her position the way I think she saw it, right? And now she won it back.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, can we play together? So me, you know, I've done my homework. I didn't know who Cheryl Swoops was when I first got back to the WNBA. Like, I didn't know who she was, but then I read up on her. won a national championship, scored 47 points. Cat quick, plays defense, both sides of the ball. Like, I did my homework, so I know who she is. She comes back, and in my mind, we can work together, right? Because our games aren't similar. She's more of a, shooter. She plays defense. She's transition. Me, I'm a slasher. I'm trying to get to the rim every chance I get. And when I don't get to the rim, I'm trying to get there anyway. Right? Yeah. I'm trying to. I'm getting closer.
When I can't get to the rim, I'm trying to get there anyway.
That's right. Don't let her go right. I fake left to go right. I jab step to go right. I in and out and go back right. Stop me from going right. That's my thing. Right? I go left to go right. I hit a 3-pointer to go right. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to go right.
Go right.
I hear the coach telling, they're yelling on him, don't let it play to the rim. In and out, shoulders going this way, the ball going that way, baby. Mm-hmm. I'm already to the rim by that time. Mm-hmm. By the time they figure it out, there's a couple chicks still at the gym looking for me.
Right now.
Dang. Right?
Right now. Right? So, I believe we could play together.
Yeah.
Cheryl wants to be the MVP. I'm the MVP. Right? The great thing about us three was I was older, mm-hmm. Tina was young, and Cheryl was right there in the middle. Mm-hmm. So I knew what we had to do in order to win. And remember, you guys, I'm well-versed at sacrificing mm-hmm. because I did it in college, yep. Right? I did it when I played USA basketball. So I know how to play a role, but the role I'm playing right now, I'm her. Mm-hmm. I'm her. Mm-hmm. Now, everybody else line up, get in line. Now, I ain't going to be here forever because I'm older. But right now, mm-hmm. this is my role.
That's right his way.
I've earned it, right? In my mind, I've earned it. In Cheryl's mind, she was giving it. Mm-hmm. In Tina's mind, I'm going to get it. Yeah. Like I'm going to be there, mm-hmm. right? And that's why our dynamic was so great. Because we were all at different phases mm-hmm. and it was unique mm-hmm. and it worked, mm-hmm. right? Because we were willing to sacrifice when we needed to sacrifice to win a championship and not make each other the enemy, but come together mm-hmm. and make them the enemy, mm-hmm. right? And I think that's a
tough thing to do. I mean, you explained it very well, but I mean, egos are a motherfucker.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's a hard, I think on the men's side in particular, I can't speak to the women's side, that keeps a lot of teams from getting over that hump that have a ton of talent, is egos and stuff like that. For you guys to be able to somehow put it aside for the greater good. It shows.
Even Kelsey said, like, women can be way more cattier than men.
Oh, yeah.
When they talk they trash.
We are terrible sometimes, but I think for us, like I said, we had the unique.
I better wake up, BD. I better wake up, but I had to run a couple of errands this morning. But what I was saying was that I agree with Matt Barnes when he was talking about it's hard when you have so many egos on one team. Very like with the Aces, they were able to do that and get another championship. But that doesn't always work for each team. And we still have that going on today, from the WNBA to all over sports. You'd be like, dang, if these three could just glue together like this and like that, that team would be phenomenal. Yes, part of it has to do with coaching, but another part of it is how do your players get along far as basketball, not off the court, but when they get on that court to play together as a team. And to have to go past your egos, because you're talking about the Cheryl Swoops and different other players on that team, and they won about 4 championships. That says a lot. Like, just imagine. I'll try not to sleep on the job. But yeah, just imagine if some of our teams that we deal with, if they're able to come together and get past their egos. Just imagine the extra we would see. Okay, I'm gonna tap back into it. Sorry, guys, I apologize. Thank you for putting up with my shenanigans.
Combination that I had already played 11 years of professional basketball. So I'm in the gym. Yeah, so I'm in the gym. We practice at 11. I'm there at 7. I'm doing my sprints. I'm doing my weights. I'm doing my shots. I'm there after we finish. I'm there. I grab the rookies. We playing one-on-one. I'm working on my game. I'm working on their game, my game. I'm getting better. And so, for me, it was just, everybody needs to play their role. Like when it was my turn to play my role, I did that. Now it's somebody else's turn to play that role for this time, not forever, for this time. And I think we had that dynamic, which is why we were successful. And then the other thing is, we realized everybody was after us. Right after the first year, there was an influx of the ABL players.
ChatGPT, can I make money on Airbnb with zero?
now they're
league that
coming.
said they didn't have enough room for you, huh?
Yeah, the same league that said no, they were good. They had enough guards.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Yeah.
That part.
I'm just doing it. Shake them.
Come on.
Yeah, I was giving them numbers. Couldn't wait till they came.
With all due respect, what we're obviously, because it's a huge topic now of what women are making. This is the inaugural first 3 to 4 seasons. What kind of money are you guys making annually from the W?
Oh, I think the top players were making, I want to say 60 or 70,
Okay.
maybe 60,000.
Mhm.
And then the top, those top 4 players had additional marketing deals.
Mhm.
We weren't making a lot of money, but to be honest with you, it was like a summer job, right? So it was a summer job. You were making your money overseas. You came back, you played in the WNBA. If you were, lucky enough and you won a championship or 2, you got a marketing deal on the side. You had some, some bonuses that you received. And to be honest with you, I was happy because I'm playing in front of my family, my friends. We're having success. H-Town is in the building.
It's what you wanted 10 years ago.
Yes, it's what I wanted, 10 years. But, can you imagine? Oh, Lord Jesus.
I told him that earlier. I say, if the W would have came 10 years ago, she'll have like 10, 12 championships.
Like me and the W at 25 instead of 35.
Nasty.
Yo, and my first step at 35 was
Still.
What?
Still.
Come on, man.
Still a problem.
Man, a problem. And so, but I don't regret it. I mean, I don't regret laying a foundation. I don't regret, bringing my A game because I did that purposefully. It was on purpose that I brought my A game because I felt like if I brought my A game, I was going to lay a foundation, a solid foundation, not just a foundation, a solid foundation for the next generation, right? They didn't know I was playing because of that or playing hard every single game because, I have to show these fans that women's basketball is legit. Like, I remember I was in New York City. I'm walking down the street, getting ready to go to Nike Town. I'm getting ready to go to Nike Town. I'm just walking down the street in New York City. Dude hops out of a taxi and goes, "Oh my God, you're Cynthia Cooper." Listen, y'all, I made it. Man, if you get recognized in New York City, come on now, on the street with a random dude hopping out of a taxi, you made it. Like that's life.
Yeah.
Come on, the kid from Watts, right? And so it just made my day, man. We took pictures. I was gonna get him some shoes. I'm like, dude, I love this. I made it in life.
I love it. I love it. Well, obviously, I still feel, and I think a lot of people feeling you weren't celebrated enough and weren't given enough flowers for what you did. Everything you just said, you paved a solid foundation, helped pave a solid foundation for what the game is today. And I think this is year 28 of the league. We got to do something to celebrate.
Well, I'm here, right?
Okay.
This is our celebration, right?
No, we got to do something bigger than this to celebrate.
Well, I will tell you, I love to see the success that the W is having right now. Like, I love it. I mean, that's why we did what we did, to make the sacrifices you make and, keep going hard so that you see these players have the success they're having now. And you see the level of talent grow and grow and grow because now you can dream of playing pro ball here in America.
But, I mean, and not just for women, like, like I went through my own little overseas thing growing up, but like knowing your story coming out of high school, like that helped a lot of people, not just women, helped men too. It's like you can go overseas and still, still make it happen. That's your journey. It's not the end, and don't think your career is over because you're going overseas and you really got NBA dreams. You still can make it. So your story helped a lot of people.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate it. And you know what? It was real. It was the real deal. Like I didn't cut corners. I did what I had to do. And
that's what it all boiled down to, man. Do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do.
Period.
Make the sacrifices, and then stay the course. Be a finisher in what you do. Don't just limp across the finish line. Be a solid finisher, so that you can leave a legacy of hard work and a legacy of winning. You know, I'm in it to win, and I'm not just a participant. I'm participating to win.